Welcome to this video. Today I just want to give you a few statistics concerning our malabsorption of Fodmaps so that when you're reintroducing you can more or less see what the chances are of you malabsorbing that particular group. So starting with lactose, only 25% of people with IBS have a problem with lactose. So it's not nearly as high as you might think it would be. Especially from what you read on the internet about dairy products. And of course, with IBS, our problem is with the lactose, which is the carbohydrate part of dairy. The casein is the protein part, and there is always a chance you have an issue with that, but a very low chance. So if you can't tolerate even lactose-free dairy, then you would be looking at the casein as a possible problem. But for the majority of us, we are testing the lactose in dairy, and only 25% will have a problem. I don't, thank goodness. It makes life easier. The next group is fructose, and 45% of those with IBS have a problem with fructose. So that's 55% who don't. I unfortunately am in the 45%. And as you know, you just test that with something like mango, which has only fructose high in it, because many foods are high in more than one Fodmap. But the next group are the polyols, which have the two subgroups, sorbitol and mannitol. Now, sorbitol is malabsorbed by 57% of those with IBS. So again, only a bit over half. So there's still a good chance, 43%, that you won't have a problem with sorbitol. The other polyol mannitol, it's only 20%. So a very low possibility. And there are only a few foods that contain mannitol anyway, so it's not a big issue even if you do fall into that 20%. Now, the last group are the oligosaccharides. And those we can't test just one food for the whole group because they're poorly digested by everybody in the population, even those without IBS, but they don't feel it, they don't notice it. But we notice everything because we've got a hypersensitive gut. So the oligosaccharides are divided into two subgroups, the fructans, which are in some vegetables, fruits, grains, etc., and the galacto-oligosaccharides, which are mainly in legumes and pulses, but in a few vegetables as well, like broccoli and beetroot. So those ones you have to test individually. So there are no statistics where that's concerned. But one that I will tell you about just from my experience with my clients, and that is wheat, which contains fructans. That's the carbohydrate part. We, of course, are not worried about the gluten, which is the protein part. That doesn't affect us. But among my clients, I've really only had a small handful who have had a major problem with wheat, unless they were celiac, of course. If you're celiac, you can't touch it. But this is those who would have malabsorption of the fructans in wheat. Only a small handful. A few more have it as a minor problem, like me. I can eat one slice of bread, but not two slices of bread. So I obviously do that occasionally because wheat is a really good form of prebiotics, and we need those to regulate our gut bacteria. So if you find you have it as a non-trigger or a minor trigger, please do add it back in. As for all the other oligosaccharides, you have to test them one by one, and as I said, there are no stats for that. Well, I hope that's helped you a little bit with your reintroduction to tell you what your chances are of reacting or not. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.